Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to F1 24 and part 3 of the Lewis Hamilton career mode. I'm Joe, if you're new around here. Welcome back. Today we are taking on the Australian Grand Prix. Leave a like if you have been enjoying the series so far. I've had a wonderful time. I'm going to be honest, I am really loving the game so far. It was great. Finished P6, of course, in Bahrain. P8 last time after qualifying out of position, but we did get fastest lap, which is really, really good. We are going to be up in the difficulty just one more notch up to 93. Just to try and keep that balance and going as we're getting better and better at the game. We don't want to all of a sudden find ourselves well ahead of the curve. But yeah, hopefully you guys are good and are enjoying the series so far. Let's have a little gander at some R&D stuff. Obviously, Russell seems to have his eye on a little upgrade there, which we would be able to afford. Let's have a little look at chassis. Do we have anything there? Not yet. What about the powertrain? Not there either. We might have to jump in front of Russell on this one because we can afford it. So let's get that sorted out. And that will be available very, very shortly. And we are developing the car very nicely. We are heading towards Red Bull. Obviously, they're going to be doing their own developments.
All the new parts have been fabricated and we're going to have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
And there we go. We've got our new chassis upgrade on the car, which is good. Let's keep going. Oh, Russell's secondary wing flaps have not gone through. Has he bought that back? Well, we don't have enough anyway. I'm hoping he is going to upgrade that. I mean, we do get our weekly resources here. Let's see. Is he going to go for it? Let's see. I mean, he's got his eye on it, I think. Yeah, let's let him do that. That's okay. And we can save up our resource points for something else. But yeah, it's going very, very well so far in terms of our development of the car. But let's head to Australia, and I'm really, really motivated for this. I think, well, I would say we're an outside tip for a front row start at this Grand Prix. I generally feel like we perform quite well at Australia, so I could be setting myself up to fail here, but I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling ready. We do need to do the goals for the specialists. I did worry about that. Complete 2 sessions without damaging the car. Should be able to do that in at least qualifying. Complete 5 laps without penalty or warning. Yeah, I think that's fine. Quality assurance. In practice, complete a lap using at least 2 sets of tyres. Incur no more than... Well, we're not going to get 3 penalties throughout the weekend. Famous last words. No. Perfect the race strategy is what we're going to do. I mean, she looks absolutely terrifying. Okay. I think we are ready and raring to go then for this Australian Grand Prix. Looking at the wear of the engine, still looking good on engine number 1 this season. So let's head to the next session. I'll see you guys for qualifying, and as I say, bit of an outside bet for pole position potentially.
And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Okay, here we are then, down on the track. Let's have a little look at our car setup. Again, we are going to go for a little bit more front wing than we have been going for this weekend. But have a little look at that. We are going to reduce that fuel down nicely as well. And let's let's take you on a lap of Albert Park. We are going to just fast forward a little bit so that some times are out there. Practice has been okay. I wouldn't say we are absolutely flying out there. I don't think we found an optimum setup. But it's one of those where I don't want to change too much and be really drastic. But yeah, just giving it a little bit more front wing seems like a logical solution. And now just a little bit more turning. That's what we wanted from it. And let's see how we get on in a flying lap here around Albert Park. I feel like I said let's take it on a lap around Austin before. I might not have, but if I did, then please forgive the fool that is past Joe. Oh, that felt really nice through there. Little bit of understeer through that corner. Just about managed to get turned around in time before it was a track extension. I just love this part of the track now that it's so free-flowing into a nice long straight that now has DRS all the way down it. And now we're going to be flying into the chicane, and that is pretty damn awesome. You can see how quickly we are closing in on this Williams car of Logan Sargent. We are so much quicker than the American round here. It was a purple middle sector, a little bit wide there, just had to back out of it. And remember, this is Q1, but yeah, a little bit wide out of the final couple of corners. That is going to ruin our lap, but we're going to head up to the line regardless. And it is a 19.4, which is only enough for 11th at present. Now we should be able, I think, to get round, have a cool off, and give it another go. Well, here we go. We're going to give it another crack of the whip. Let's see how we get on into turn one. A little bit of overtake used there, and we are slightly quicker through first couple of corners. Yeah, we were very nice through there last time. You can see it is green at the moment, but just struggling for grip a little bit. I don't think the tyres are quite good enough for 2 laps around here, 2 good laps anyway. We are pretty much on the limit on exactly what we were doing last time out. But we know we can improve in this final sector. But can we improve by enough? I mean, we're already half a second down. How much did we lose realistically in this final corner? Well, quite a lot by the looks of it, because we are green now. And now we're going to head up to the line with overtake on, and it is going to be a 3/10 improvement. It does get us
into P10, 5th row of the grid.
into the top 10 now, so that's pretty good. Now I think we can maybe move it forward a little bit, but we might have to do a second run there. And looking at the tyres, yeah, we're going to have to put a fresh set of boots on, I think. Yeah, there's a decent number of cars below us that can change this, so yeah, we're going to head out there and we're going to give it one more crack of the whip. Well, it's a slight improvement as we head up towards the line. It's going to be 2.5 tenths. It gets us into the top 10, P7 at the end of qualifying 1. It's a decent time, but just not quite perfecting the lap just yet. But we do get ourselves through into Q2, just ahead of George Russell. And I mean just as well. Sergio Perez only gets himself through in 12th. But out in Q1 then, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg, and the home hero, Daniel Ricciardo. Well, we've just went wide there. I mean, we might as well finish the lap and see what we would have done. It was a pretty impressive lap, to be honest with you. Head up to the line, so 19.4, which I think would have been a pretty decent time. Where would a 1:19.4 have put us? It would have put us pretty much exactly where George Russell is right now. But it didn't work out. That was on our used set of softs, so it wasn't our ultimate run. We were always going to run again anyway. But yeah, never mind. Okay, so ultimate pressure on this lap time then. We need to absolutely nail this or we are out in Q2 for the second successive race. We cannot possibly dip four wheels outside of the racing line. We do not want to lose this. What's really annoying is we don't have the banker time to give us a little bit of security.
We've dropped to P15.
It's a purple sector 1 though. It is a purple sector 1. Oh wow. Well, we caught a little bit of the white line, nearly went flying there. Is that going to cost us, or are we going to be alright? Well, we're 1.1 seconds up on Alex Albon through that middle sector. I think we're going to be okay. Just have to nail these final couple of corners. This looks okay. And we release the car all the way up to the line. It's going to be in the 18s. It's an 18.5. A very good lap time. Gets us up to 5th place. That's a decent time. Considering everything was on the line there, we have pulled it out of the bag. And once again, we outperform George Russell there by, well, over a second. Or nearly a second, 9/10 of a second. But going out in Q2 then, Lance Stroll, Albon, Gasly, Zhou Guanyu and Logan Sargent. Will we be able to finally find our form in Q3? Let's find out. Well, here we go then for our first run in Q3 on the used tyres. We're giving it everything as we head up to the line to 1:18.9. It's a decent time, but it's slower than George Russell. Let's have a little look. It looks like Max Verstappen in the 17s. That's going to be pretty tricky to compete with. George Russell a couple of tenths ahead of us, but of course we've got the brand new tyres, which are apparently going to be 1.3 seconds quicker. It's going to be very, very tight, I think. Or can we get ourselves into the top 4, top 5? Maybe. It's going to take everything, though. It really is. Let's just double check. Yep, no lowest fuel that we can possibly muster. Let's get ourselves into it. Here we go. Well, here we go. We went a little bit wide, but we're going to give it everything up to the line. It's going to be 7/10 quicker. That is a great lap, and it puts us into 5th place for the Australian Grand Prix. I am absolutely thrilled with that. That is a great, great result for us. In the top 5, we wrung the neck of the car.
All that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
And it's a good distance between ourselves and George Russell. We're ahead of Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, but Max Verstappen on pole again, just a tenth ahead of Lando Norris. Fernando Alonso 3rd, then Sainz, and then us in 5th. That is a very, very good result. Let's see what effect that has on everything. In theory, our pace should go up. It does go up by 50, which is nice. And obviously, we are trying to get ourselves back to a 90 rating. But that was awesome. Awesome. Having to wring the neck of the car there. That was very, very good. Okay. Let's have a little look at everything there. All looks fine to me. Let's get ourselves into the race.
You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, and the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Bottas, Stroll, Albon, Gasly, Joe, Sargent, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. So I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about this afternoon, and who's going to talk about it with us? None other than Naomi Schiff. Hi, Naomi. Plenty to talk about when it comes to Max Verstappen at the moment. He's on our screen, so let's talk Max. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Okay, so Naomi Schiff is brand new to this game then. We do have the possibility of a two-stopper. It does look particularly slow. It looks like it's going to be a medium and then a hard tyre strategy. We are going to revert it. We're maybe going to bring it back a lap. We've been liking being on the hard tyres. I think that is where we lie. I think that's going to be a good strategy for us. We're going to take a little bit of fuel out of the car and we're going to get ourselves into the Grand Prix. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what tyres everybody is on.
The lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we
everybody on mediums.
Closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
Obviously starting P5. Behind Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso in P3, we seem to be in a very big battle with Alonso this year.
The drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
Okay, so here we are then, lining up on the grid. And ready for the lights. Lando Norris starting alongside Max Verstappen on the front row. That could be fireworks going into turn 1. We've been getting off to good starts this year. It's a long run down to turn 1. There is the possibility we could find ourselves in a very strong position going into this stint. Here we go then. Ready for the lights. Lights out and away we go here. In Australia, it's a good start off the grid for us, comparable to Carlos Sainz, and straight away Fernando Alonso having a look round the outside of Lando Norris. We have a look round the outside of Carlos Sainz, using a little bit of overtake here. Are we going to be able to make the move stick down into turn 4? He's got the inside line. We try and stay around the outside. That'll turn into the inside. Little bit of argy-bargy there. And we're still side by side as we're heading through the rest of the first sector. And finally, we balk from that because we do not want to find ourselves with any damage this early on in the race. But we are now right in the slipstream of Carlos Sainz, and this is going to be a great opportunity now. But yeah, we have to back out of it because we're going to be squeezed right up against the wall. Now then, this is a great opportunity. Use a little bit of overtake, and we've got the inside line. Carlos Sainz comes over to defend. Oh, we run over the curbs, and that could have been disastrous. But once again, we stay within touch of Carlos Sainz now. I think it's going to be beneficial to stay within DRS range. Obviously, after one lap this year, that is Sergio Perez just behind us.
DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Now, obviously, this DRS zone won't be operational just yet. Fernando Alonso just behind Max Verstappen. That's going to be fireworks, isn't it? Oh my word. That's going to be great. But yeah, it was a good first lap, wasn't it? Right behind Carlos Sainz the whole way. Maybe if we'd been a little bit more adventurous, we could have got past him, but I feel like with DRS, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier this lap to be able to get past him. Here we go. DRS is open. And this time we are going to commit to the outside line. And there we are through. And that is exactly what we wanted. And we've got DRS again to pull away. And we're up to P4, which is a great start for us. And now we can set about trying to catch this top four and get involved in a bit of a battle for the race victory here. Our race pace has been pretty good so far this year. Let's see if we can keep that going. We're coming up to the line. Is it going to be fastest lap? It is.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
And there is Carlos Sainz having a little look down the inside. I think we've managed to stay in front of him. Yep, that's fine. Right, 2.9 seconds behind these boys in front. Now, without DRS, we're going to be vulnerable down this next straight. So it's imperative that we get a good exit. And that's what we've done. Half a second now is the gap between ourselves and Carlos Sainz. He is going to be closing in at a rate of knots as we head through this middle sector split. Yeah, 2.3 seconds is the gap to Lando Norris up ahead in third place. And obviously a potential spot on the podium if we can close this gap down. This is a great start to this Australian Grand Prix, and we're looking in good form. Bit of DRS on the exit there, and you can see straight away Verstappen and Alonso there fighting it out at the front. Is there going to be any argy-bargy? Is there going to be any contact? Potentially a safety car, who knows? But we're now within 2 seconds of this fight for the lead. Little lock up there. Just managed to get the rotation in there. A little bit wide through that corner. That was caused by the lock up into turn 4.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 1.9 seconds.
But we're okay for now. Just need to make sure that we stay ahead of Carlos Sainz and start to close up on Lando Norris. DRS now on Lando Norris. Unfortunately, we've had our 2 warnings for track limits. Alonso having a look around the outside of Max Verstappen and gets himself through into the lead. This could be a 4-way battle for victory. We seem to have more pace than the guys behind, and certainly seem able to push this car and keep ourselves in contention here, which is really nice. Fernando Alonso and Max Verstappen once again having to go at each other. Alonso seemingly cut off Max Verstappen there. And now Norris having a look. And we're in the awkward position where we're going to start getting held up by these now, because we have got more pace than them at this stage of the Grand Prix. Now we will be coming into the pits next lap, I believe. And there goes Max Verstappen again, trying round the outside of Fernando Alonso. And now ourselves and Norris, we're going to have a chance on Fernando. He's very vulnerable here. But that DRS straight is not long enough to get past anyone. Yeah, just trying to look after our DRS reserves, because we should be able to undercut these guys by coming into the pits next lap.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
Wow, we were so close to corner cutting there. Yeah, still pushing.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. Okay, Lewis, engine's running very hot. Engine very hot. Let's try and pull out from behind the car in front and cool things down.
The engine is a little bit hot. Verstappen and Alonso still pushing it out front. Who's vulnerable this time? It looks like Verstappen.
Okay, well, it wasn't to be this time, but not to worry. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's focus.
Okay, so we fail that objective. That's okay. But we are coming into the pits this lap. And we're in. Now then, let's see where we come out. Is it going to be a good pit stop? Again, it's a fairly slow one, 2.9.
Nice stop. No problems.
Onto the hard tyres we go. And we are behind
That was our last stop.
everybody
No
here.
more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Now, outlap is critical. We do genuinely have a chance of winning this Grand Prix. Here guys, in the pits here. Are we going to manage to undercut them? That's Alonso. We're through on Alonso, but there's Norris.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Going to use the overtake button. But yeah, he had DRS and was pushing us towards the wall there. But that's net third as it stands.
The car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the
I
hard
don't think
compound.
Norris is within a second of Verstappen, so this could be a great opportunity for us here. DRS open. That's going to bring us right towards Lando Norris. We, well, gave it a little look.
The car
This
behind
could be a
you's just
better
coming
chance.
for the hard tyres. Car behind running hard tyres.
No. But now the problem is that Max Verstappen
Okay, George is coming in for his stop.
is going to be caught in traffic, which means that Norris is going to grab DRS from him this time. But coming through now, and that is third position.
Verstappen's just come.
Well, it's a big lock-up, and we head wide, unfortunately, and there goes Fernando Alonso through.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Back into third. That is a big mistake from us.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 5.9 seconds.
And now we've brought Leclerc back into things as well. Yeah, that is gutting. But we should be able to make it back past Fernando, but that was just a bit of overconfidence of being able to close in on Lando. But now we might lose out on another podium this season through a little bit of carelessness. It certainly put us out of contention for the win, you feel. Now we're out of that DRS hunt with Norris. We're going to be fighting with Fernando pretty much the whole of this race. But look at that, we had so much more speed than him. Head round the outside, and well, there is Fernando trying to have a look down the inside. He's still there. Going to give him the room. But we are still ahead, but the wily old fox has given himself DRS here. We'll try and use hot lap to defend from him.
Norris has just put in the fastest lap of the race so far.
Norris takes our fastest lap. Alonso having a look. Oh, well, we leave the gap. But this is going to be very, very tricky to keep him behind for the rest of this race.
0.5 seconds. Okay,
no!
we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and
Damn
let's get
it
done.
Just ran a little bit wide, and once again a penalty is going to cost us here. That is devastating. Just a little bit wide. We were doing such a good job as well. But
okay, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. Gap to your teammate behind, 4.3 seconds.
yeah, as long as we finish ahead of George,
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
that's
Well
okay.
done.
Now we've got 3 laps to go after this one. Trying to look after our deployment somewhat. Desperately trying to stay 3 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez, who is in 7th place. But it's Max Verstappen that wins the Grand Prix. Norris is going to finish 2nd. We come over the line in 3rd, but where do we finish?
We did our best. Still got good points.
6th, okay. That's not too bad. It should have been a podium, should have been our 2nd podium of the season on race pace, but once again, just slightly outside the line. But that's what happens. And that's what we need to tighten up on.
Again, because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
Wow, that's 3 wins in a row. They really are on a roll now and really building great momentum. They're clearly one to look out for.
So 3 wins in a row for Max Verstappen at the start of this 2024 season.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
Yes, very well done, Max. Great performance. Fernando Alonso finishes 3rd. I mean, you know, we had some great overtake maneuvers, but once again, just outside of the
After an
lines.
event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again.
And we
as
just about
continue
finish
to
ahead of
bring you
Perez.
all the excitement of Formula One.
But a very good amount of points ahead of Russell once again, and we'll move above him in the championship. But let's have a little look at the standings. We are 7th and 8th in the championship at the moment, but again, crucial points lost to the likes of Norris, Sainz, Perez, but Norris is keeping the fight with Max Verstappen at the moment. Into the constructors, we are currently in 4th place, just behind McLaren, but we need to do a lot better, to be honest with you, to compete with those. But we're 4 points ahead of George as it stands. That's what we like to see. Let's hope we can keep that going for the rest of this season. Let's advance on. Again, crucial lost points. Frustrating, but not the end of the world. We are now beating him. Experience goes down, racecraft goes up, awareness up a little bit, pace up a lot, focus down a little bit, but overall our rating is moving in the right direction. And we can be happy with that. That's all looking very good. So let's head back to headquarters. Oh dear, well, we've got a secret meeting. Oh, well, we've got to do this, haven't we? We have got the secret meeting. Let's see who it's with. It's with Aston Martin. I'm not interested in Aston Martin. Aston Martin are here because they view you as a potential addition. Yeah. Let's decline these talks. We do not want to be going to Aston Martin.
Hey, just a quick one for me. The team are pleased that you've declined that meeting. Gold star, brownie points, etc., etc. I guess we'll see if anything else more exciting comes calling, but let's focus on our current seat for now.
Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to attract Ferrari at some point. Aston Martin fancy us, but I think we can do a bit better than that. Let's quickly fix those upgrades that have failed. So our spark plugs and the durability, we'll get those sorted out. Okay, right, that is where we're going to leave it for episode 3 then. If you have enjoyed that, then give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.